Hey, Guy here back at the Pendergrass Academy of Martial Arts, and today what I want to share with you guys are three of the most important movements in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, once you have mastered these movements, you'll be able to execute your techniques from a variety of different positions and whatnot, whether that's guard passing, sweeping, submissions, or whatever. So the first one is going to be the basic shrimp, and it's the one thing that all students learn day one, right? And the thing to understand is that there are more than one type of shrimp, right? So the basic shrimp that most people learn are going to be the sliding shrimp, where we put either both or one foot on the floor and we're getting our hips out, right? We want to make sure that when we are doing the shrimp movement, we want to move our hips as far as we can. So we're going to post the foot out a little. We're not just going to put our foot right on the mat. We're actually going to post it out a little bit, and that's going to allow us to really get our hips really far out. And of course, shrimping is used in a variety of different techniques and positions. The most notable one being escaping the mount. That's the one that most people learn first. But learning to shrimp is going to be very important in terms of your development for jiu-jitsu. Along with the basic sliding shrimp, right? You have what we call reverse shrimping, which you're going to actually pull your hips in the direction that you're trying to move, right? Versus pushing your hips out, right, in order to move the hips, right? So that's the first technique, or the first movement that's very important to learn in jiu-jitsu. The second one is going to be your basic bridging motion, right? So the mistake I often see students make is that they lift their hips really well and they come up on the shoulders, but they're not actually looking in the direction that they're trying to displace the weight, right? So it's important that when we lift our hips up, one, we're lifting our hips as high as we can. We're coming up on that shoulder, but we're also looking to the direction that we're trying to move the weight, right? So that's going to be our second movement that's going to be really crucial in the development for jiu-jitsu. And in our third movement, it's going to be what we refer to as a 4-point base turn. I've heard different terms for this particular movement, hip heisting, things of that nature. But for us, we call it a 4-point base turn. The way we teach it at our academy is we get up in a 4-point stance, and then we switch, and we switch, and you can go back in the other direction. The good thing is that you can do this from hands and feet. You can do these from hands and knees. So when we go through, we're sitting here, and we're switching. You can also technically do it from your feet and your shoulders. It's what allows us to be able to get to our knees and perform our different movements. So this idea of a 4-point base turn, it incorporates in guard retention, it incorporates in escapes, it incorporates reversals. So there's a lot of ways we can use this 4-point base turn in order to come up on top and do different things of that nature, right? So again, the three movements that we think are the really most important movements for jiu-jitsu are going to include shrimping, bridging, and 4-point base turns. Of course, those are not all the movements of jiu-jitsu, but if you had to narrow it down to the top three, those are going to be it, guys. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.